Hello, I'm SJCA Athletic Director Dave Wattoon. Welcome to the Winter Sports Wrap-Up. First, let's begin with the Lord's Prayer. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. We had an outstanding winter season. I'm very proud of our game operations staff, medical people, administration, our parents, players, and coaches. Your continued efforts and cooperation to fight through all the restrictions this year has been amazing. Thank you, everyone. This winter, we competed in pom and dance, boys basketball, girls basketball, and wrestling, all having great success and improving throughout the season. The future of these programs are very strong and will have continued success. Our pom and dance team held the first annual Lancerette Showcase and will be competing in regional competition at the end of the month. Good luck to our Lancerettes. They will be doing a separate team wrap-up video after the season ends. The boys basketball team made immediate improvement with a fast-moving offense and a tenacious defense under a new coach this season. The girls basketball team made great strides this year, winning the regional championships and competing in sectional competition. The wrestling team had amazing success, with 7 wrestlers competing in regional competition and 3 advancing to the sectionals. Congratulations to all our winter athletes and coaches. Please enjoy all the winter team wrap-up videos. Thank you, and go Lancers!
Hey, this is Coach G. I just wanted to wrap up the season. I want to give a couple thanks to a few people and some of the highlights of our season. Obviously, doing this virtually is what we have to do these days, I guess. So I'm disappointed I can't see the boys, but I'll see you guys next year. First and foremost, I want to thank the athletic staff and everybody involved that made this season happen in the midst of a pandemic. Obviously, it wasn't easy. I know it can be a pain in the butt, and they did a great job keeping our boys safe and healthy and myself safe and healthy. And so glad to have basketball back in our lives and have the boys back in our lives. That was super important. And at my level, another super important part of the piece of the puzzle is the parents. Like, without the parents and people giving rides everywhere because the boys can't drive yet, this would be really difficult. So I want to thank all the parents that were there to support us. And obviously the 4:15 game is an early one, and sometimes that crowd can be a little different. So I was really pleased to have the parents there working the refs with me and just being in the crowd and kind of providing some energy for our boys, and I think they appreciate it more than they would lead on to tell you. And I also want to thank Coach K. Obviously, Coach K does a ton for me, being basically one team that's suited up as 2 teams. Without Coach K, I don't think the season was possible, so I want to give Coach K a special shout out. And then Coach Kyle and Coach Jose, the varsity staff. I think the direction we're headed toward under Coach Jose is a great one. One of the things he's done a great job, in my opinion, is he's really instilled in the kids that he's here for them more than just basketball, and he's willing to be there as a mentor and somebody they can call at any time. And I hope the kids know it's the same for us, and I'm always willing to help them in any aspect. So that's a great part of the program that I think people don't understand is at St. Joe's, it's really just a huge family, and you guys have definitely accepted me into it, and I appreciate that. It means a ton. Everywhere I go in the community, all I got to do is mention St. Joe's basketball, and it's a pretty easy in. So somebody will be connected somehow. And then lastly, I want to thank the boys. Obviously, I know it was hard to play in the masks and do everything this year and kind of play 2 games every single night and have cancellations and jumping all over the place. I totally understand it was a unique year, but the attitude, effort, energy didn't skip a beat. And I thought this class especially has a really unique opportunity to be one of the best classes we've had in recent memory. On paper, it was probably the best team I've ever had. You know, we only lost the 1 game, and even in that game, we were down like 30-something points, and we had a huge comeback, and that speaks to the character of the boys. And we set the tone defensively. One of the best defensive teams I've ever coached. They loved to press, and they loved that energy, and they would get up and down the court with the best of them. So I think this class has a really good opportunity to be looked at as one of the best. Now, it's going to take a lot of dedication and hard work, and they got to apply themselves, but I'm really excited to see what they do in basketball and also in every other sport that they play. I can't wait to see them grow as young men. And to be honest, that's the reason I continue to coach JV2 basketball. Is I just love watching these kids come in at 14 years old and then to see them as seniors. It's so fun, and it's been one of the joys of my life. So I appreciate you guys letting me be a part of it. And if there's anything I can do for you guys, let me know. Don't hesitate. I want to come watch you guys play baseball, all that. And I'm really excited to see what these boys look like come next year. And I'm really excited where the program's headed. So thank you guys, and thank you for everything.
I am Coach Kuiper, and this is kind of just a recap of the Lancers JV1 basketball season. And first, I'd like to just start by thanking all the parents for all the rides, everything that you guys do, because with all the non-drivers, making that all happen, getting, especially with the crazy year going back and forth with St. Mary's and the high school. So thank you guys for all your understanding and all your rides. I'd like to thank Coach G, Coach Jose, Coach Kyle, guys, without you, not sure how this all happens. So overall on the season, we were 11-6. I felt like working with the kids, we had a young team. We had a lot of freshmen involved because of the lack of sophomores. We had a few juniors on the team. So it really was kind of getting those kids up to speed to play in that second game. I thought they all did a great job. It's a hardworking group overall. I thought that they did a good job of coming in every day and being open to different things and being open to coaching. We would say something and they would respond. Probably the one thing that I would say overall, and I know, everybody moves on to their next sport and whatnot, but so many of the kids just in general now want to move on to the next thing. As far as if you're playing freshman, you want to play JV. If you're on JV, you want to be on varsity, which is great. But I just am such a believer of appreciating and enjoying the moment. This time in your life will be over before you know it. And sometimes we don't realize that till it's too late. I look back on my time with my buddies fondly, and you guys should appreciate, if there's nothing wrong with working on the freshman level than working on the JV level and being able to be a varsity participant at some point. Overall, I would say thank you for allowing me to be part of the program, allowing me to spend time with all these kids. It's been great. The hardworking group. On the summer, and I know a lot of you go on to baseball or whatever your next activity is, that's great. I would encourage all of you to get in the weight room, get involved with some kind of workout. If you're focused on basketball, do some dribbling. Dribble for 15 minutes out in your driveway every day. It makes a big difference. It really does. If you're not working on something, you will stay the same. It's like anything. If you're sports football or baseball, you will be the same player in 4 years that you were to start. So I would encourage you to continue to work at it. If it's something you like to do, we can always help with that. But overall, thank you guys so much for the opportunity. It was a blast, considering all the masks and all the COVID nonsense, the craziness that brought on. I really do appreciate you guys showing up every day and working like you did. So thank you. Don't be a stranger, and we will see you shortly, probably at baseball games. Thank you.
Hey guys, Coach Clark here. Wanted to send a special shout out to everyone that made this basketball season possible, especially the administration who overcame a lot of obstacles and bringing the season together. Dave and Joe, we thank you very much. Coach Garcia, my childhood friend who I played basketball with here, allowing me the opportunity to come back to the school that I played at and help assistant coach and work with some of the kids that we see a lot of ourselves in, and helping them become better people and share some of our life experiences in a school that meant a lot to us and helped shape us. Had a lot of good memories with the guys this year. A lot of ups and downs, almost to be expected with new coaches. We're really grateful for the experience, the chance to get better, the chance to continue working with the core group of guys next year, and getting better and bringing the program to a high level of success and success off the court as well. To the seniors, we were very fortunate with some hard workers and some guys that were key cogs into what they brought into practice every day, specifically the attitudes of those seniors and the willingness to participate in some of the things that Coach and I had going on. So we appreciate all you guys. We had a ton of fun, and we look forward to growing and deepening the relationship with the school and that core group of guys coming back next year. Again, thank you so much.
Hey, it's Coach Garcia here. Just want to thank the parents and the students that are part of the boys basketball program this year, and just want to recap a little bit of my experience and everything that happened this season. I'm just grateful, I'm blessed, I'm thankful for all the support that the parents showed me this year, for all the support that the students showed me being my first year here as a head coach at St. Joseph. And really want to thank the seniors of this program this year, Robert, Tyler, Saeed, and Max. And just really want to thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to coach you guys, for buying into the program, for being great teammates all around, and growing in your character, growing as teammates, and growing as the season progressed, and everything we try to tell you as coaches to benefit the program. So I just want to thank you guys for your sacrifice. You guys came in every day and you worked hard, and you did what you had to do to benefit the program. So I just want to say thank you again, and we wish the best for you moving forward in your life into college. And we just thank you for everything and all the memories you brought to this program this year. One thing that I was so thankful for this season was the effort. One thing we teach here at St. Joe's as I came to head coach is that you honor God with your attitude and effort. And I can really say that I'm proud of all the boys for giving everything they had every game, for having a great attitude, and truly going out there and giving all they have and the effort. Every single game I seen that they were honoring God with their effort. Even in those close games, we had a couple of close games this season where it could have went either way. And I thought even though we lost, I looked back and I knew that our players gave everything they had out there on the court. So just thankful for that, for them buying into that philosophy of the team. And just also thankful that we had a season of 18 games, 19 with the playoff game going into the season, being grateful for that. But overall, we just had a great group of kids that truly, engaged and wanted to learn. And two things that we would teach them also is come to practice every day to learn and get better, right? To learn and work hard. So we were thankful and proud of that as coaches, that the players were engaged and they came every day with the expectation to work hard and to get better and to learn. An award we implemented this year is a Godly Character Award, and that's an award that goes to a player who has a positive attitude, who accepted his role on the team, who came every day and put the team before themselves. And the winners of that award were Matthew Ashmus, Eric Kennedy, and Max McCarvo. So I just want to congratulate you on that award, because that award to me is bigger than any award you could have. Having godly character, exhibiting the character of a winner and putting the team before yourself goes a long way in life. Now for the MVP of this season, it was Andrew Aaliyah. So I want to congratulate you, Andrew, on a great season this year and getting MVP, and just appreciated your effort, your hard work every day in practice. It paid off.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the end of the year synopsis for wrestling at St. Joseph's Catholic Academy. My name is Larry Kamen. I am the head coach for the wrestling program. I'm assisted by three wonderful gentlemen, Ed Madrillis, Ben Gazelle, and Tony Martin. This year being the COVID year was very unusual. I could not be in the room because of health situation with my wife. So those three did most of the work, actually all the work, while I just hung around and made sure that the kids were doing what they were supposed to do in the classroom as well as outside the classroom. This year's wrestling season was pretty exceptional. We had 11 students come out. 3 of them were all conference. Jaden Gordon, Marco Matusi, and Nate Mullen, who were the 3 that were also made it to sectionals. In sectionals, our freshman Jaden Gordon took 5th. Marco Matusi, a sophomore who started wrestling just last year, took fourth. Overall, the season was quite successful. We had a number of athletes that were over 500. I think that the wrestling program in the last couple of years has gone on to improve. It is imperative that these gentlemen start wrestling in the off season if they're going to get better. When you look at the other programs around here or around the state, the ones that get into 50 to 100 matches during the summer are the ones that are going to the state championship meet in Madison, and this year it was not there. It is important that they get into clubs. It is important that they go to camps. It is important that they make sure that they are working the entire time. This does not mean they are not out for spring sports. It means that they need to take the time and during their off time. There are weekend tournaments all year and during the summer to make sure that they are getting ready for the next wrestling season. Goal this year was to have a 20-win wrestler, and we have not had one since 2010. That could not happen because of the COVID restrictions. So our goal next year is to have at least one 20-victory wrestler for the first time since 2010. I think we can do it. I think the leadership in this squad is pretty good with the athletes we have coming back. As far as leadership, the following were captains. Nate Mullen was a senior. He was with us since the beginning 3 years ago. Did an excellent job leading the team through warm-ups and through example on how to carry himself on a mat. Our other two captains are Charlie Anderson, who took the initiative for getting support gear, wrestling gear out with the kids, and also, again, is working with the middle school students right now in the off-season to get them ready for next season. The other one is Marco Matusi. Marco was a sophomore this year who had never wrestled until he got to high school. He has come a long way. His skills have increased tenfold since the first time he ever got on the mat. Other wrestlers winning their varsity letter this year: Charlie Anderson, Noah Davis, Jaden Gordon, Bo Maravilli, Marco Matusi, Nate Mullen, Ryan Papor, and Danny Vo. Most valuable wrestler this year was our freshman, Jaden Gordon. Very competitive, likes to go out and stay with it, never quits, and is a very good example of what wrestlers need to be from here on out. Overall, the season was extremely successful. I want to thank Dave Wattoon and Joe Greiker for their support with the program, and I definitely want to thank the parents. You guys have been great, making sure the kids get there on time, making sure they are doing what they're supposed to do in the classroom, and supporting us no matter whether you could go to the meets or not. Again, thank you for the season. We're looking forward to next year.
Hi, my name is Coach O, assistant varsity and head coach for JV girls basketball here at St. Joe's. This year, the season was one that we didn't know if we were going to be able to complete it. I mean, with COVID and the girls being pulled left and right for, COVID testing and stuff like that, we lost some girls beginning of the season, middle of the season, the end of the season. I'm very excited that we were able to finish the season. We finished with a winning record. And here at St. Joe's, the way me and Jason Coker approach the game is we want to be able to have a seamless transition from freshmen all the way through their senior year. So JV, I do take it as a serious preparation for varsity. So, and another thing is our groups are smaller, so JV players usually have the attempt to play varsity. So they can start off at JV and then they can end up playing varsity. So we try to have everybody on the same page. So, I mean, this year was tough with the wearing of the mask, but I think our girls did a good job with their conditioning, so they're able to overstep the protocol of having a mask when we needed them to fight forward. Also, they were willing to learn. I know a lot of the girls came in as freshmen. They were already playing together prior to getting here, so it was easier adaptability for them to become good teammates. I mean, one of our slogans when we break huddles is family, and so that's one of our key points that we want to build as long as we are coaching at St. Joe's. This season we had some ups, we had some downs. I mean, we started off the season in a pretty good fashion. We win a couple of games. The girls were excited, and then we also hit a part where we lost 2 or 3 games in a row, but they didn't quit. They didn't allow themselves to get down. You know, they came to practice every day for hard work. So, you know, that's what I looked for and I liked. I mean, a lot of girls got pulled up and down. I mean, at the end of the season, we finished with maybe 6 girls that played full minutes, and then 2 or 3 girls would have to play a half because they helped out on varsity. So it's was a tough balancing act, but I think we did a good job. To point out some of the good things that, I mean, the girls, we were battle tested in some of our games, and they were able to pull forward and fight to end the game. And I had a couple girls that were more of leaders on the floor, like Ellie Fanny. She was one of my go-to leaders to help out the team pull forward. But we had some newcomers in Chelly, Carm, and Ava, where they helped out to push us when we needed to be pushed. Joy Langston was another one, but a lot of the girls, so we had 6 girls that were actually playing JV and varsity. Maricela Ortega, she started on JV, but she worked hard enough, and then she earned it starting minutes in varsity. So to me, that made a proud moment that a girl can start on JV, but she worked her way hard in practice and then in JV games, and she was able to get her some minutes in varsity, and then she also went to starting. So that's a good thing. One of the things that I pride myself in is to make sure that the fundamentals are taught first, and then we move to, you know, all the stuff that's the complexity of the game. So the girls, they're willing, they're able, and they want to learn. So that's good. Moving forward, we had a lot of freshmen coming in, so I'm hopefully see most of them back next year, and I'm pretty sure some of them will see some varsity minutes, and also they'll see JV minutes. So I mean, overall, the season was good. We had some good fight, and I love coaching here at St. Joe's because of the atmosphere that the girls bring to practice. After practice, the camaraderie is really good here.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. This is Coach Coker, and reaching out to you in regards to our 2020-2021 season, which was a heck of a ride. We finished 12-9 regional champs and lost a close one in the sectional semifinals. To kind of take a step back and look at the season, you know, our ladies put a lot of work in. Physically, they were getting pushed so they could get in shape, which was a huge point of emphasis for us, just considering everything that's been going on in the world and the lack of opportunity for kids to stay in shape. So we felt that that would be an advantage to be in shape physically, and that would hopefully save our tails sometimes during the course of the season, which it did. We started off with the season, I believe we hit a 4 or 5 game winning streak, and then we hit a 4-game losing streak. I think that really helped us because everybody got to a point of frustration. I kept saying, when is enough enough? And we made some adjustments. We moved players that were on the inside to the outside and vice versa. And we started to really start playing some good basketball in the second half of the season. So many memorable moments throughout the course of the season. But, you know, first off, our MVP is going to go to Jaden Hill. She had a breakout season this year. We had talked about it going into the season, kind of looking at things from a 10,000-foot view, and saw that, you know, this would be an opportunity for her, especially with all the work that she had put in during the off season. She led us in just about every statistical category by the end of the season. And I believe the first quarter of our season, she was flirting with a quadruple-double average. And in 20 years of coaching, I don't know that I've had a player that has put themselves in that position. So congratulations, Jay. You really earned it. You did such a great job. you grew as a player, and you did as well off the floor as a student, and as well in our community. So congrats to you. Couple memorable moments throughout the season I'd like to point out. We lost a close game to West Osha. It was on a Saturday afternoon, and it ended up being the end of our 4-game losing streak. And during the course of that game in the second half, we got down, I believe, near 20 points. And we ended up storming back. AJ, Anna Jenkins, that was when she came alive for us, and we finally had the second scorer of our team. We really felt in order to have success in the offseason or the postseason that we had to have 3 scorers. And for the first half of the season, we had Jay. Jay was doing a lot for us, and then teams started focusing in on us. In fact, we saw, I believe, 4 games we saw a box and 1. And to put that in perspective, I had never seen a box and 1 in the first 2 years of coaching here at St. Joe's. So AJ stepped up in the second half against West Osha. We literally just ran out of time, and we ended up losing by 4 or 5 points. But that was a turning point for us. We decided to move AJ out, inside, and we took rookie Sarah Ryan and moved her outside, and both of them started to flourish in that second half of the season. I'd also like to point out Doc, Deja Rivers, who silently really came on for us as the season progressed and eventually became our 3rd scorer. So going into the playoffs, we had Jay, we had AJ, we had Doc, and a couple other people I'd like to point out. First off is Mo, Maricela Ortega. She was a junior. I had placed her on JV full-time without being pulled up to varsity at all. And I know that was a difficult thing for her to go through, especially when she put in work in the off season. But Coach O and I felt, this is the time for her to be on JV, lead these girls, help to dominate in different areas in JV, and then we could pull her up. About midway through the season, we brought Mo up. We threw in a couple times, and not much really happened. And then we threw her in a couple more times, and she just jumped right in and contributed in different areas to the point that she became a starter. So from coming from JV full-time to varsity starter, that's a phenomenal leap throughout the course of the season, and it shows a lot of growth. Also, Nazaya Bobo, same scenario. She is a sophomore, placed on JV full-time. I'm sure she had wanted to be on varsity, but we put her on JV for the same purposes. And by the end of the season, she was starting for us and playing big minutes for us in the playoffs. So, those girls progressed for us to a point that it allowed us to be successful throughout the second half of the season and the postseason. Also, Elizabeth Russert, or Shooter, aka used to be known as Russ, but now Shooter because she won't shoot the ball. But she did a great job for us. Her playing time really increased. Great job, and thank you, Russ, for trusting in us, or Shooter, sorry, for trusting in us and giving us the opportunity to show you how to try to become a complete player. The rest of the girls, just want to say thank you for all the hours we spent in the gym. I know some of the practice, especially the first half of the season, was physically grueling, and then we threw a lot of strategy at you, and by the end of the season, we went from a team that really didn't show much IQ to a team that was running numerous defenses, numerous schemes, all in the same game, and it allowed us to become regional champions and finish in the the final 16 teams in the state out of 91. That definitely surpassed our expectations for the year. And we lose Mackenzie, who is our lone senior. Just want to say, Mac, best of luck to you moving forward. We love you, and you're always welcome back. Hopefully we see you soon. To our other girls that are returning, everybody is back minus Mac. And expectations, obviously, after this season are very high. So put in the work in the off season, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.